All right. Yes. Get the giggles out of the way. Sometimes it's like that. It's Friday, It's been a long week. The holidays are like 2 seconds away. And just like I gave Alicia that pep talk, you can do it, you cannot, or you can laugh about it. Do whatever you want. It's your mat, it's your practice. I'm gonna start the class with a little bit of like a personal story. I went on a hike a couple of days ago, actually last weekend. And that hike totally rocked my world, not just because it was like time for me to be out in nature, but it was actually a trail run. So I don't know if y'all have ever done a trail run, but it's not just going out on a run, which is already strenuous on its own, but you have to be on major high alert, right? You have to be aware of your senses. Hi, Carrie. You also have to, make sure that you are watching every step that you make. You're careful about the way you land. And that totally affected the way that I practiced after the hike because it reminded me if I'm more present, then I get more out of my time with what I'm doing. So basically, I'm telling you this story as a way to give you a pep talk to just have your senses a little bit more heightened today as we go through our movements. Um, be mindful about the way your feet are connected to the mat. Be mindful of the way you breathe and the way you stand. And speaking of, wherever you are with your breath, go ahead and sigh it out. Clear out your lungs. And then together we'll inhale. Fill your lungs up and take that air down to the base of your belly. Open your mouth and then let it go. And then go ahead and inhale one more time. Make your inhale the slowest one you've had all week long. And then open your mouth, exhale, make some noise as you sigh it out. Bring your chest and your stomach closer to the ground. On your next inhale, start to rock from side to side. So you're going to dip one shoulder down at a time. Send your energy, your breath to the sides of your body. And even if your knees aren't going farther apart, just imagine what it would feel like if you did. So you're sending your breath to your inner thighs, your hips. If you're still rocking your head from side to side, stop in the middle and then start to push up into your tabletop to stack your shoulders over your wrists and then bring your hips over your knees. You're going to flip your hands so the tops of your hands are flat on the floor and your palms are up with your fingertips facing your knees. Good. So there you go, Alicia, but you want, Alicia, the tops of your hands are on the floor, not your palms. Flip your hands so that your palms are facing up. There you go, you got it. Now we're gonna go into cat-cow like this. Round your back, tuck your tailbone under. This is your cat pose. Suck your stomach in, and then inhale, drop your belly. I have us going into our cat-cows like this so that you can warm up your wrists in a different way. Exhale, cat pose, round your back. Ooh, Carrie's got a guest, I love it. Hi. Tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, drop your stomach. Allow it to drop. And then look up, lift your tailbone. Feel the throat stretch. Exhale, cat pose around your back. Step your stomach up and in. Feel your shoulder blades peel apart. And then inhale, drop your stomach, look up. And then from here, you can flip your hands if you want them to be palms down instead. That way you can give your wrists a break from that movement. It is a lot of pressure. You're still going to go through a few more rounds of cat-cow here. Remember, your inhales are for cow and your cats are for your exhales. All right, Carrie, unmute yourself so I can know what your daughter's name is, because
It's Brianna.
Brianna, hi, Bri. Thank you for joining us. Donna's waving at you also.
Hi, Don.
Thank y'all. So a couple more rounds of cat-cow on your own. And then I'm going to meet you again. When you are done with your last couple of rounds, just let me know that you are sufficiently warmed up by going back into your neutral tabletop. So spine is long here. Your knees are underneath your hips. Your wrists are under your shoulders. So Carrie and Brianna, you weren't here when we discussed what our plan was for today. We're working on bird of paradise. So we're going to do a lot of hip openers to get ready for that. It's a really fun posture, Brianna. I hope you're excited about it. You're going to start by straightening out your right leg, dig your right toes into the floor. Drive your heel to the back of your mat, round your upper back, suck your stomach in. So this is just for your calf and your hamstring. Release by lifting your right foot up, point your toes, keep your spine long, your right leg long. And then as you exhale, you're going to open up your hip. This is your half moon on your left knee. So Don asked for this. That's why we're working it into the warm up. You want your right wrist over your shoulders, your right heel in line with your hip. Good. If you want to go into a bind, you can bend your knee, grab the top of your foot, and then squeeze your right butt cheek as a way to open up your right side quads. Try to take your right shoulder back a little bit more to open up your chest. And then release. Bring your right knee down, your right hand down, and do a round of cat cow to reset. Drop your stomach, lift your chin, your tailbone. Exhale, cat pose around your back, suck your stomach in. Your backside body is opening. Go back into your neutral tabletop. So your spine is long, your neck is long. Start to straighten out your left leg. Dig your left toes into the floor. Drive your left heel back. Spread your fingertips wide. And then release by lifting your left foot off of the ground. Your toes are in line with your hip. Engage your core by sucking your stomach up and in. Hold it. And then release into your half moon. Just open up to face the left side of your mat. Peel your left hand up. Stack your shoulders over each other. Your left wrist is in line with your shoulders. Flex your toes back to your face, Dawn. Yep. Engage your quads. And then now, as you bend your left knee, if you go into the bind, you can point your toes. Start to kick your heel away from your hip. Feel your chest open. Take your left shoulder back. Open up your heart. And then release. Drop your left knee down. Place your left hand on the mat. Go into your melted heart. Keep your hips over your knees. Walk your fingertips forward. Just allow your chest and your stomach to drop down to the ground. You can either rest your forehead or your chin on the mat. Don't force anything here, especially since we're just getting warmed up now. So use your breath here to take the posture deeper. Inhale to lengthen. Open your mouth. Exhale. Allow your chest, your stomach to drop just a little bit more. And then release. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. And then as you exhale, lift your hips up. Downward dog. Bend one knee at a time. Sway your hips. Hi, Dutch. Allow your biceps to frame your ears. Bring your hips up high. And if you're still walking the dog, keep both of your legs straight now. And then as you inhale, lift up your right leg. Start to bend your right knee. Point your toes down. Keep your shoulders square to the mat. Beautiful. Carry. You've got it, Bree. Looking good, Alicia. Bring your right shoulder down just a little bit. Yes, and then bring your right knee up. Gorgeous, Dawn. Release. Bring your right foot down. And then go to the left side. Lift your left foot up first, go to your highest point, then bend your knee, point your toes down. Allow your knee to point up as you drop your left shoulder closer to the ground. The left side of your body is opening. Release, bring your left foot down. Look forward, start to walk to the top of your mat. Keep your feet hip width distance apart, go into your halfway lift. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, come all the way down. Feel your spine open, your lower back relax. And then bend your knees, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Come up to standing. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Take your shoulders up and then back. Interlock all 10 fingers. Squeeze your palms together, drive your knuckles down. Open up your chest. Lift your chin. And then from here, remember being aware of your senses. Engage your quads, ground all four corners of your feet into the floor. Lift your chin just a little bit higher. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Come down with a flat back. Bring your hands up. Maybe you can squeeze your palms together. If not, don't force it. Roll the weight to your toes. And then release. Drop your hands down to the ground. Go into your halfway lift. Inhale. As you exhale, hinge at your hips. Plant your hands. Step back into your plank. All right, We're gonna hold this for 5 seconds. So keep your hips in line with your shoulders. Alicia, bring your right hand in 1 inch. All right, from here, you're gonna go into bear. Bend your knees, bring your hips back to your heels. Your knees are gonna hover off of the ground. Perfect. Booty back a lot more, Dawn. Way back, way back. Yes, straighten out your arms though. So Dawn, bring your booty back a lot more. Yeah, there you go. And your knees are hovering. Excellent. Now exhale, shift forward into your plank and then chaturanga. So shift your shoulders past your wrists, bend your elbows back. Open up your chest, relax your shoulders. Beautiful, Brianna. Release into your downward dog. Lift your hips. Ground your heels. Open up your chest. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Look forward, bend your knees. Walk, step, or jump to the top. And then go into your halfway lift. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hinge at your hips. And then reverse swan dive. Sweep up. Energize your fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your arms behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Drive your knuckles down. Lift your chin. Open up your chest. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Try to keep your hands squeezing in. Take your thumbs farther away from your spine. Extend through the crown of your head. And then release. Drop your hands down. Go into your halfway lift. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Plant your hands. Step back into your plank. 10 seconds here. Start to engage your quads. Squeeze your booty. Drive your heels back. Alicia, right hand in. And then go into your bear. Bend your knees. Bring your hips back. Straighten out your arms. Let your knees hover. Hold your belly into your spine, but keep your breath moving. For 3, 2, 1. Shift all the way forward to chaturanga. Bend your elbows back. Open up your chest. Squeeze your triceps. Nice, Alicia. Relax your shoulders. Gorgeous, Carrie. Release into your downward dog. Lift your hips. Ground your heels. Open up your chest. Final round here. Look forward. Bend your knees. Walk, step, or jump to the top. Halfway lift. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Reverse swan dive. Sweep up super high. Lengthen your spine as you exhale. Drop your arms behind your back. Press your palms in. Drive your knuckles down. Engage your triceps as you squeeze your shoulders. Lift your chin. Exhale, come down. Keep that grip. Roll the weight to your toes this time and feel your quads tighten. Drop your head down. Bring your forehead closer to your shins. Then release by bringing your hands down to the floor. Go to your halfway lift. Exhale, hinge at your hips, plant your hands, step back into your plank. 20 seconds here. Suck your stomach in, squeeze your glutes, drive your heels back. You've got it. All right, we're almost done. We're gonna go into our bear, into plank 5 times. So on your inhale, bend your knees, bring your hips back, straighten out your arms. Exhale, shoot forward into your plank, engage your quads, squeeze your glutes. Good. 4 more. Inhale, bend your knees, bring your hips back, bring your knees closer to the ground. Your eyes are on the mat. Exhale, shoot forward, squeeze your booty tight. That's 2. 3 more. Inhale, bend your knees, take your hips back even more. Feel the heat in your body. Go for the shake. Awesome. Exhale, shift forward. Keep your upper back rounded. 2 more. Inhale, bend your knees. Bring your hips closer to the back of your mat. Hold it here. Your knees are hovering. Exhale, release, shoot forward into your plank. This is your last one. You're gonna hold it a little longer. Inhale, bend your knees. Bring your hips back. Pull your belly into your spine. Hold it, but make sure your breath is still flowing. For 3, 2, 1. Release, shoot forward into your plank, and then chaturanga. Open up your chest when you go into your backward bend. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Exhale, downward dog. Bring your hips up. Ground your heels, straighten out your arms, open up your chest. Excellent. Drop down to your knees. You can either take your knees apart for your wide knee child's pose or bring your knees in. Rest your forehead on the ground. Whatever option you take, just take a couple of moments here to reconnect to your breath. So Brianna, anytime you need a break, go into child's pose. This is a safe space for you, but you're doing great. I'm just so happy that you're here. Yep, just like your mom's doing. Bend your elbows a little bit more, exactly, and then just rest your forehead on the mat. So what you're doing here is allowing your upper back to be super relaxed. Do the same thing with your stomach. Your child's pose is a grounding posture. You're literally allowing the ground to support you, and you're just connecting to your breath. It's your superpower. My favorite thing to remind you of. All right. On your next inhale, push up into your tabletop. Start to tuck your toes under, and then exhale, meet me in your downward dog. Lift your hips, ground your heels, go into that upside down V shape. From here, lift your heels off of the ground, roll onto your tippy toes, keep your legs straight, and then try to engage your quads. Bring your chest closer to your thighs. You should still be on your tippy toes. Your chest is opening. You're creating that deep, long line of energy from your hips down to your heels and your hips to your fingertips. On your next exhale, drop your heels. Lift your right foot up, point your toes, and then start to bend your right knee so you can open up your right side hip. Like we've already done before, just make sure your right shoulder doesn't lift up at all. So you want both of your shoulders square to the ground. You've got it, Brianna. Try to bring your left heel closer to the mat, point your knee up higher, and then release by stepping your right foot through in between your hands. Blossom open into your warrior two. So face the left side of your mat. Yes. Bring your hips down super low. Carry warrior two. So your right knee is bent, and then bring your left heel down. Exactly. Open up your chest, stack your shoulders over your hips, sit super low. I was working out with a friend yesterday and I took them through warrior two. It's not just hanging out, right? You're working. You want to make sure that your hips are opening. So try to bring your hips down, bring your right knee away from your midline, drop your shoulders away from your ears, reach your fingertips apart. Maybe work your triceps a little bit by engaging those muscles. And then lastly, extend through the crown of your head. So sit up taller, lengthening your spine. Stay here for one more round of breath. Keep your arms long. I know it's hurting here, but stay for 3, 2, 1. Straighten out your right leg, triangle. Reach your right fingertips to the top of your mat. Keep your arms parallel. Nope, keep reaching. Engage your core. Beautiful, Alicia. Then release. Drop your right hand down, extend your left hand up. Just a cute little TikTok. Your right hand comes down as your left hand goes up. It isn't just reaching, or it isn't just up there, you're actively reaching. So you're feeling the left side of your body open and strengthen. Roll the weight to the outside edge of your left foot, squeeze your left butt cheek. And as always, engage your core, belly into your spine. Start to bring your left hand back behind you to feel your chest open. And yeah, go into a bind. Bring your left hand behind your back. Take your left shoulder back. Maybe your chin touches your left shoulder. Hold it here. Make sure your right fingertips are light on your right shin. Awesome. Release. Bring your arms back to parallel. Bend your right knee. You're just going to swivel your way into crescent one or crescent lunge, rolling onto your left toes. Sweep both of your arms up. Bend your right knee a lot. You can bounce so you can feel this in your left side hip flexors. Square off your hips to the top of your mat. Gorgeous, Alicia. Drive your left heel back, engage your quads, suck your stomach in. So if your booty is back like this, you don't want that. You want that tucking so that you can work your core. Keep your hips right under your shoulders. From here, hinge at your hips to a 45-degree angle. So you want a long line of energy from your fingertips down to your left heel. Yes, Brianna, just like that. Keep your eyes right on the mat and try to frame your ears with your biceps. So straighten out your arms a little bit more. Keep your triceps super tight. Release, plant your hands on the mat just about 5 to 6 inches in front of your right big toe. As you exhale, bring your left knee into your chest. Just a little tuck. Inhale, straighten out your left leg. Tap the mat. Exhale, bring your left knee back in. Inhale, tap the ground. 3 more. Exhale in. Inhale, straighten. Beautiful, Dawn. Exhale in. Inhale, straighten. Last one. Exhale in. And then keep your leg lifted. You're going to straighten it out. Warrior 3 modified with your fingertips on the mat. Whew. Suck your stomach up and in. Dig your right heel into the floor. Engage your quads to create a little bit more heat. Alicia, right wrist under your shoulder a little bit more. Bring your hand in. Perfect. Release by crossing your left foot behind your right. And then take your hands to the right side of your mat. Bend your right knee, straighten out your left. Drop your head down, open up the back of your neck, your left side hip. Excellent work. To take the twist even deeper, just walk your fingertips closer to the back of your mat. And then release. Take your fingertips to the top, uncross your feet. Go into your halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hips, plant your hands, step back into your plank. Hold this for 10 seconds. And when we're done, you're gonna go into bear first. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees to go into bear. Your knees are gonna hover. Suck your stomach in, push your hips back. And then exhale, shoot forward, chaturanga. Bend your elbows, open up your chest. If you have hella energy today, throw in an extra push-up or just go into your downward dog. Bring your hips up, ground your heels, open up your chest. Take a deep breath in. Mouth open, side out. Left side, inhale, lift up your left leg. Point your toes just to start, and then bend your left knee. So now you're gonna open up your left side hip. Like you did on the other side, keep your shoulders square to the ground, you've got it. Bend your knee a little bit more, carry, and then drop your left shoulder. Send your breath to the space along your rib cage. Excellent, release, step your left foot forward. In between your hands, blossom into that warrior two. Bend your left knee to bounce it out. So everybody's left toe should be parallel to the top of your mat. You've all got it, good. Reach your fingertips apart. We're gonna take a little bit of time to set up the warrior two like we did on the other side. So dig both of your heels into the ground, squeeze your right butt cheek. Take your left knee away from your midline, open up your chest, relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, sit lower, feel your hips open. You've got it, Brianna. And then release, straighten out your left leg, triangle, reach your left fingertips to the top of your mat. Keep reaching, keep reaching. Nice, Don. Release, drop your left hand, extend your right hand up. So what you wanna do here is reach your fingertips apart. Your left hand can touch your shin, but make the focus more on that extension with your right hand. So peel your right arm up, feel your shoulder blade pull out of the socket or your arm pull out of the socket there. So that's how high and how active you're reaching. If you did it on the other side, go for that bind, bring your right hand behind you. Open up your chest by bringing your right shoulder back. Maybe your eyes go back too. Awesome. Release, bring your arms back to parallel. You're gonna pivot your way into crescent. So sweep your right arm down, take it up. Oops, roll onto your right toes. Bend your left knee a lot. Bounce it out here like you did before. Keep your left thigh parallel to the ground. Drive your right heel back. And then, like you did before, tuck your tailbone under to work your lower abs. Yes, Carrie, good. Bend your knee a little bit more. Feel this in your right side hip flexor. And then release by hinging at your hips at 45-degree angle. Keep your spine long. Dig your left heel into the ground. Your right toes into the mat. Drive your right heel back. Open up your backside body by extending your fingertips forward. Release, plant your hands on the mat. Perfect. And then as you exhale, bring your right knee into your chest. Inhale, straighten it out. Exhale, bring it right back in. Inhale, take it right back out. 3 more, exhale in. Inhale, straighten. 2 more, exhale in. Dig your left heel into the mat. Inhale, straighten it out. Last one. Exhale, bring it in, hold it. And then straighten out your right leg and your left. Warrior 3 modified. Your fingertips are underneath your left shoulder. Good. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, cross your right foot behind your left. Take your hands to the left side of your mat. We're working our way up into that half moon. Bend your left knee. Keep your right heel grounded. Walk your fingertips towards the back of your mat to deepen that stretch just a little bit more. And then release. Take your fingertips to the top. Uncross your feet. Go into your halfway lift. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Plant your hands. Step back into your plank. 10 seconds here. Get into it, engage your quads, squeeze your booty around your upper back. You know what's next. Bear pose. Inhale, bend your knees, bring your booty back. Let your knees hover closer to the mat. Look forward for 3, 2, 1. Release. Shoot forward. Chaturanga. I'm waiting for someone to do an extra push up. Yeah, thank you. Bring your hips up. Drop your heels. Open up your chest. We're going to add on to that, working our way into half moon next. Inhale, lift up your right foot. Bend your knee. Point your toes down. Open up the right side of your body. Exhale, release, step your right foot through, warrior two, blossom open. Get right into it. So this time around, you're warmer, your hips are a little bit more open. Do the same thing with your chest, squeeze your shoulders together. Dig your right heel into the ground, squeeze your right butt cheek, maintain the squeeze, and then release by straightening out your right leg. Walk your right fingertips forward, triangle. Drop your right hand, extend your left hand up. Active left fingers, so take them up a little higher to the ceiling. If you want to play around with your core strength, bring your right arm out to parallel. Reach your fingertips to the top of your mat, palm up. Even more than that, frame your left ear with your left bicep. Keep both of your arms long. Gorgeous, Carrie. Make sure both of your heels are in one line though. I can't see your right foot. Yes, there you go. Great adjustment. Bring your right shoulder forward, your left shoulder back. And then release, go back into your triangle with both arms straight. Bend your right knee and then rest your right elbow on your right thigh. Sweep your left arm up and over. So you're in your extended side angle. Yes. So this looks good, Dawn. Squeeze your right butt cheek now and take your right knee farther away from your midline. You've got it, Brianna. Bend your right knee just a little bit more. Yes. Reach your fingertips to the top of your mat. Start to look up to the ceiling. Take your left shoulder back. And then release. Bring your left hand down, your right hand down to frame your foot with your hands. Walk your fingertips forward and then launch into your warrior three again. Your left leg is going to be parallel to the ground. Point your toes so the tops of your feet open up. Keep your right hand on the ground. Start to peel your left hand up. Working your way into that half moon. So your left wrist is stacked over both of your shoulders. Definitely flex your left toes. Yes, Alicia, great focus. Flex your toes back even more, engage your quads. Awesome, Carrie. If you want to test your balance, if you want to open up your quads, bend your left knee. Kick your heel away from your hip. It's going to open up your chest. And then release. Bring your left foot behind your right, crossing at the ankles. Take your arms to the right side of your mat. Drop your head down. Quick hold here. Inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee a little bit more. And then release. Take your hands to the top of your mat. Uncross your feet. Go into your halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Plant your hands. Step back into your downward dog. Bring your hips up. Ground your heels. Walk it out just for a couple of steps before we go to the left side. Doing great, everybody. Bring your left foot up. Bend your knee. Point your toes down. Your hips are opening every time you go into the shape. Drop your left shoulder, point your knee up a little higher, and then release by stepping your foot through. Blossom open into your warrior two. Bend your knee, reach your fingertips apart. Extend through the crown of your head. Try to squeeze your left butt cheek more so that your hips drop. You're taking your knee away from your midline. Energize your fingertips apart. Roll the weight to the outside edge of your right foot. Release, straighten out your left leg, triangle, reach your left fingertips until you can't anymore. Keep reaching, and then drop your left hand, pull your right hand up. Extend your fingertips to the ceiling. Try to energetically squeeze your inner thighs in. So heels are digging into the mat, inner thighs are pulling in, generating more heat right in between your legs. Go for that bind, bring your right arm behind you, twist your spine, and then release by bringing your right hand back up. Now your left arm is going to go to parallel. If you did it on the other side, do the same thing with your right arm. So frame both of your ears with your biceps. Pretend there's a ball in between your hands. Keep that connection between your heels on the mat. Hold it. And then release. Go back into your triangle. You did it. Bend your left knee. And then cartwheel your arms. Frame your left foot with your hands. Go into your warrior three modified. So your fingertips go underneath your shoulders. If you need to make a tiny adjustment, do it. And then start to keep your left hand on the ground as you peel your right arm up. Your right wrist is in line with your shoulders. Squeeze your right butt cheek, engage your quads, and then bring your right toes back to your face. So opening up the backs of your right legs. If you did it on the other side, do it here. Go in that bind, bend your right knee, point your toes, open up your chest, dig your left heel into the ground. The final way to make this even harder is by looking up to the ceiling and maybe also bringing your left hand up to your heart. Release, bring your right hand down, cross your right foot behind your left. Take your hand to the left side of your mat, drop your head, open up your right side hip. Release, take your hands to the top of your mat, uncross your feet, and then go into your halfway lift. Inhale, roll the weight to your toes. Exhale, hinge at your hips, plant your hands, step back into your plank. This is gonna be the last time we go from plank to bear. Okay, Dawn, on your inhale, bend your knees. Bring your booty back to your heels. Your knees are hovering. Since this is the last time, you're gonna hold it for 5 more super slow rounds of breath, not seconds. Inhale. Exhale, push your booty back. Inhale. Exhale, push your booty back. Doing great, everybody. Connect to your breath. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, booty goes back. You're doing great over there, forwards. Inhale. Exhale, booty goes back. This is your last one. Inhale. Exhale, booty goes back. Then shoot forward, chaturanga. Bend your elbows. Take your backward bend, open up your chest, drop your shoulders away from your ears. Downward dog, roll over your toes, lift your hips, straighten out your legs, open up your chest. And then from here, look forward, bend your knees, walk your feet to the middle of your mat, and your hands are gonna meet. Grab opposite elbows, sway from side to side. So you're definitely gonna feel this in your lower back. You're definitely gonna feel it in your hamstrings. But what I really want you to feel this, or where I really want you to feel this, is in your spine. So try to look at the floor so that your chin is away from your chest. And as you roll the weight to your toes, allow your spine to lengthen just a little bit more. If you need extra help, you can also grab onto your big toes. And actually, let's just all do that. Use your middle and index fingers to grab your big toes. Perfect. Take a deep breath in, roll the weight to your toes, inhale. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows out, away from your midline. You're using your bicep strength here to work your forehead closer to the ground. So again, your chin is away from your chest. You're using your bicep strength to create flexibility in your lower body. Engage your quads for even more heat. And then release. Let go of your big toes. Plant your hands onto the mat and then just bend both of your knees so that you can rest your hips on your heels. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders. Yep. And then bring your chin into your chest. Allow your upper back to round. So tuck your tailbone. Visualize your shoulder blades peeling apart. And to deepen the stretch even more, press your hands into the ground with a little bit more intensity. And that way, your upper back will open up more and more. So elbows bent, a little bit, Dawn, yes. And then now with your elbows bent, press your hands into the ground, bring your chin closer to your chest. And then release, drop down into your tabletop. So you're just gonna take your knees to the back of your mat. Perfect. Straighten out your right leg, point your toes to the back of your mat, deep breath in. And then as you exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, walk your left toes back, low lizard. So my dreams of doing bird of paradise, not gonna come true today because I threw in all those bears. So we're gonna save that for next week. Roll the weight to the outside edge of your right foot and then peel the sole of your right foot off of the ground. Yep, that's great, Brianna, but bring your right foot out. So like off of your mat just a little bit more. Yeah, cool. And then the more you bring your right knee away from your midline, the more you'll feel it in your hip. And if you guys want more than that, you can drop down to your elbows. Carry I feel like you can bring your right foot out a little bit more too, so towards Brianna. Yeah, perfect. If you're dropping down to your elbows, keep your elbows underneath your shoulders. Slightly tuck your chin into your chest. And if your elbows are on the ground, put more pressure on your mat with your elbows. Feel your shoulder blades peel apart. Tuck your chin in. Release. Straighten out your arms if you drop down. Extend your right arm up towards the ceiling or the sky. Start to take your right hand away from your midline. Open up your chest. Go for the bind here if that's in your practice. So bend your left knee. Start to bring your heel closer to your hip. Look past your right shoulder. And then release. Drop your left foot. Bring your right hand down. You're going to toe heel your right foot to the middle of your mat. Lift your left knee off of the ground. Straighten out your right leg. You're in your high plank. All right, from here, your feet should be hip width distance apart. Drop your heels to the left so you can go into your side plank. Reach your right arm up. Press the sides of your feet into the floor. Yes, good. Squeeze your glutes. Everybody extend your fingertips up even higher. And then release. Bring your right hand down. Drop down to your knees for tabletop just to reset. Drop your stomach for cow. Look up. Exhale, cat pose around your back. Suck your stomach in. Dig your knees into the floor. And then release into your neutral tabletop. Lift up your left leg. Point your toes. Go for the extension like I'm pulling your leg. And then exhale, step your foot to the outside of your left foot, left hand. Walk your right toes back. So just like the other side, your toes are hovering outside the edge of your mat. Keep your knee over your ankle. Beautiful forwards. Roll the weight to the outside edge of your left foot. And then start to drop down to your elbows if that's where you want to go on this side. So if you did it on the other side, definitely try it here so that you can give your left side body that deeper stretch. If your arms are straight, you're just going to keep your hands planted on the ground. Visualize your chest going a little bit more forward towards the top of your mat. But this is mostly about your hips, your inner thighs. Allow them to feel like they're dropping. My friends who drop down to their elbows, start to come back up, straighten out your arms, and then peel your left hand up. Extend your fingertips to the ceiling. Take your left hand back, open up your chest, and then go into that bind if you did it on the other side. Bend your right knee. Even if you're not grabbing your foot, just bending your knee is going to open up your quads. Yes, Bree, good. And Bree, as you bring your hand back, try to keep your wrist in line with your shoulder. Bring your left shoulder back, your right shoulder forward. Release if you went into the bind, let it go. Drop your left hand, toe heel your left foot to the middle of your mat. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, straighten out your left leg. High plank. Round your upper back. Your feet are hip width distance apart. Drop your heels to the left. Peel. Oh, wait, just kidding. Drop your heels to the right. Bring your left hand up. We're going to the other side. Sorry. Perfect. Extend your left fingertips high. Shoulders, wrists are all in one line. Squeeze the 5 fingers of your left hand together. Squeeze your glutes, engage your quads, hold it. And then release. Go back into your plank. Drop down to your knees. And then bend your elbows back to bring your upper body all the way down to the ground. Perfect. And just like that, you are ready for some spine strengthening exercises. Your hands are going to go right under your shoulders. Squeeze your elbows in. And then zip up your legs all the way so your big toes touch. Not only are you pressing the tops of your feet into the floor, do the same thing with your quads. Squeeze your glutes. Bring your chin away from your chest. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale first. And then on your inhale, peel your upper body off of the ground. Remember, your heels are all the way in. Nice, Alicia. Squeeze your elbows in. Everyone, dig your elbows in towards your hips to open up your chest. As you press the tops of your feet into the floor, look up. Relax your shoulders. You've got it, Brianna. Elbows in. Look up. Lift your chest. Beautiful, Dawn. Release. Come down. Turn your head to the right. Rest your left ear on the ground. Bring your arms down both sides of your body. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth. Exhale, sigh it out. Do the same posture. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Squeeze your legs in even more, engage your quads. Feel that heat in your lower body to create that solid foundation. Bring your chin away from your chest. Relax the tops of your shoulders. Exhale. And then on your inhale, peel your upper body off of the ground. Allow the front of your body to open. Drop your shoulders. Go for the extension in your spine, especially your cervical spine, so your neck. Sink your hips down. Squeeze tighter so that you can lift your upper body higher. Exhale, come all the way down. Turn your head to the left. Rest your right ear on the ground. Bring your arms down both sides of your body, connecting to the mat. And then just like that, on your next inhale, you're going to roll all the way onto your backs. As you roll onto your back, bend both of your knees so that they point up to the ceiling, the sky. Keep your knees over your ankles, your feet hip width distance apart. Allow your hands to rest down both sides of your body. All right, we're going to go into bridge. Inhale first. Exhale to squeeze your glutes, lift your hips, press your shoulder blades into the ground. So you're feeling your chest inch closer to your chin, but don't bring them too close to each other so that you can still maintain your breath. Keep your core activated. Yes, Dawn, lift, and then release. Come down slowly. Once your hips drop, meet me in your happy baby. Lift your feet off of the ground. Grab the outsides of your feet. Rock from side to side. Press your lower back into the ground. Use your bicep strength to pull. Press the back of your neck, both of your shoulders into the ground. If you are still rocking from side to side, stop in the middle. And then straighten out both of your legs for legs up the wall. So you want your heels to stack right over your hips. Allow the muscles in your legs to be completely relaxed. And your shoulders are still supported by the ground. And you could stay here just like this. This is relaxing on its own, unless your dog is in your face. You can stay here like this. If you want to go into plow, keep your hands down both sides of your body with your hips on the floor. Inhale. And then on your exhale, lift your hips. And then allow your feet to drop down to the ground. When you go into this posture, just make sure that you do not turn your head right or left. So this is going to lengthen your spine. This is also allowing you to feel any tension from your upper body go away. You can place your hands on your hips for some extra support. You can also work your way into a shoulder stand by stacking your hips over your shoulders and bringing your heels in line with your hips. You've got a couple more rounds of breath here. Whenever you feel like you're running out of energy, make sure you come out of it. And I'm going to come out now. So if you want to join me, do so carefully, using your core. Excellent, Dawn. All right, and just like that, bend your knees, plop your feet down to the mat, and tuck your tailbone just a little bit so that your lower back is digging into the floor. This is going to help you warm up your core just a little bit more. With your lower back connected to the ground, start to straighten out your legs. Keep your feet hip width distance apart. Bring your arms down both sides of your body. You're in your final Savasana. So you want to press the back of your neck into the ground. The back of your head is supported. Both of your shoulder blades digging into the ground. Your chest is able to open up and expand to its fullest potential. Allow your toes to splay apart so your inner thighs can open. If you're clinging on to any tension in your glutes, let that go. You've done all the work that you've needed over the past 45-ish minutes. Do the best you can to find stillness in your body physically, but also maintain that stillness in your brain. So if there's any thoughts creeping in, acknowledge them, but then slowly breathe them out. This is your time. And just like you were with your movements, when you're intentional about how quiet you are, how still you are, You're going to get so much more out of this time of relaxation, which we all absolutely need. Take a deep breath in. With your lungs filled, hold it. And then open up your mouth, sigh it out. One more nice, slow round of breath. Inhale. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Start to bring movement back into your body by wiggling your fingers, your toes. If you want to stay in your Savasana, please help yourself. The longer the Savasana, the better. But if you're ready to come out, you're going to bring your arms up, frame your ears with your biceps, point your toes, lengthen your spine, your arms, your legs. And then as you exhale, curl into a fetal position, rolling onto your right side body. Use your right bicep as a pillow. Just a quick transition whenever you're ready to up into your seat. Face the top of your mat. And you're going to sink your hips down. Sit up tall. Carrie, please stay just like that if you're comfortable. In your seated position, your hips are rooted. Your spine is lengthening. Press your hands on your knees with your palms up. And then on your next inhale, just simply bring your hands right up to your heart. Press your thumbs into your chest. On your next inhale, sit up a little bit taller and acknowledge your heartbeat. And while you do that, and as I do the same thing with mine, I'd love to thank you all for being free to open movements and sharing your energy with me, with each other. From the bottom of my heart to all of yours, the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Excellent work, friends. Happy Friday. We did it. All right.